It's feels like a long season. Feels like it's been several years actually, because so many new stuff, so many new things, both for me, but obviously also for the club. So yeah, thinking back in January feels so long ago right now. But yeah, what a ride we had. So many so many things you're gonna remember also probably after you're done playing, because of all the first, yeah, for the city and for us and for the club. So just thankful for a fun year in general. So yeah, sad about the ending, but happy for the year.
And then obviously you came into the year, and then you had one of the biggest challenges in being the captain and bringing on also that leadership, but the style of play. What can you tell me about the development of the style of play? Maybe different from Right to Dream. Maybe did San Diego create their own version? What do you see this style becoming now here towards the end of the season?
Yeah, I think in terms of the style of play, you kind of have a base to go out for, and then you have players that you need to adapt for. And we have a lot of very gifted players that you also need to recognize what they're good at and make them better than maybe they've been other places, but also just understanding. Anas is a pocket player, Chucky is more maybe a wide player, so play into those preferences so we get the maximum out of everybody. So, and that takes time. That's one of the things that we knew from going in January, that was kind of the yeah, the biggest thing that we knew would take a lot of time, because the general principles of the style of play could be enforced pretty early, but to also kind of get everybody to be most comfortable and do the thing the best way is something that takes time. But we got there, and I felt like we had a lot of very good games on a very high quality. So yeah, it's been good.
What was it like for you in your growth as a player here when you're in MLS, and what's going to be different when you tackle next season, which won't be so much of a surprise?
Yeah, I think it's mostly for us internally, because there were so many things in the start of the season, and now you feel like going into January you have to start over, but you really don't, because we have so many things that's already in our blood, and everybody knows now what to kind of expect and what to do. So now it's just building even more on those extra things, like becoming extra good at the small stuff, or being extra good on the training pitch, and develop skills even more than it's actually to do the structure kind of things for the team. So yeah, it's a new start again in January, but it's going to be so different from what we did just 11 months ago.
It's hard to repeat success in the way that you guys accomplished it this season. Why do you feel confident that this team can achieve that and more next year?
I think mostly because this season is not just because one or two person or three person has been good. It's not just one guy and how he plays alone that's affecting how this team is doing. When we are good, it's because the whole team is very aligned and very good. As you also see, we can build up with 6, 8, 9 people taking high risk at the start of our around our box, and then suddenly we make up guys being 2 against 2 or 3 against 2, and those guys are often maybe getting a bit more credit because they get the goals and the assists, but the hard work is started from the keeper and the back four going to the midfield, and then somebody finishes off. So yeah, I just feel like now the foundation for us is put quite solid, and yeah, just building on top of what we've done, because I think everybody, both around the club but also especially internally, players know the benefits of how we do stuff, how we build, and what benefit comes for us for the team and the strikers. So yeah, I feel like we're in a good place.
You mentioned that it was a long season. There was a lot of players that ended up getting injured. How did you manage to stay healthy this whole long season? There were games where maybe only 3, 4 field players were available at some points. How did you manage that?
Me personally, I'm not probably in the biggest risk of injuries, because I'm usually not the one sprinting up and down the sides. So my body is yeah, I'm a little bit more in the lower risk of getting injured personally. But I think from a team perspective, we kind of trusted each other so much from the beginning because that's what we needed to do. We are new guys that everybody wanted to be a part of this style of play and this club and doing it one way. So whoever got injured, it was just about we have another guy who's learned the system, who's learned how we're gonna do it. So first season is special, and we had trainings without being able to almost play properly. But we also know it's periods of the season that you get through, and then you get to a point where it becomes better. And at the end of the season, we had a lot of guys again available, and then suddenly we had a full squad where everybody has played minutes. So it benefited us a lot in the end. And you saw guys as Ian coming in because he's played so many minutes that playing a right back for him as a lefty, only playing mostly at center back, like he did that job so well. So that's just the benefits of getting as much people in playing minutes as possible. And even for next season, that's again a benefit for us to have more minutes overall in the team.
What's your expectation of the city next season? Obviously, they've shown you what it means for them in the stands, but not just as a supporter in the sports sense, but the city of San Diego. Do you plan on staying here over the holidays, or what is that like, and what do you expect from them next year?
Yeah, I'm staying. Enjoying it here, and I think for us, we just hope and pray that everybody will will do what they've done this year. Because we know also, as we talked about, the first is special. So this season has been special, but as I also just said, I felt like we built something, and we're on the right path, and that goes the same for the supporters. I feel like we've been so blessed from day one, but obviously we also felt it going more and more here through the end of the season. So we hope and pray that as many people will keep following us as they have been, but we know we're so blessed, first of all for all the guys who's been here the whole season. So we love to see them again for the next home pitch here at the home game here at Snapdragon.
Yep, I'm Charles Bone with MLSsoccer.com. I wonder how you've seen the culture of the club and the supporter culture sort of maybe take root and sort of blossom this year. I know you have a different perspective from the field, but I'm sure you've had an eye on this coming from Europe where things are different.
Me personally, I've been very surprised. I felt like it feels like a lot of these guys that also go to our game is kind of have had football or soccer in their blood before there was a team here. You kind of feel the energy and the culture before we played our first game. So it feels like people in the city has been waiting for a team, and now we came, and then you always don't really know how it goes first season, but then progressed as we also did, and developed as we also did, and now we kind of feel like we are the place where going in for next season and the coming season, it's just gonna be so nice to go into those games knowing everybody's been behind us the way they've done, and the culture has been built both for us here, but especially also at the stands and us together. There's been a lot of also, it's his first season, so there's been a lot of us also talking with them and kind of planning what to do, what we kind of need, what they need from us and stuff, and that's also something you do maybe more in year one that you've done if you've been there 20 years. So I feel like that's been very productive as well, and hoping that will go into the next season and the coming seasons.
Is all this stuff kind of part of your adventure in the United States and in MLS?
Yeah, I feel like this year's been kind of a fairy tale because me personally also signed a little bit before we started and everything. So leading up to the season started, getting here, moving with the family, and then being a part of all this, creating all this, it's gonna be one of those years that's gonna be remembered for sure. That's for sure.
You talked a little bit about the conversations you have with the supporters, but what have the conversations been like with the front office, and what do you expect they do during this offseason to help San Diego City get better?
Yeah, obviously we want as much competition as possible, also going into even more games next year. I think when you're a new team, you maybe the first part of the season you kind of you don't play it safe, but you have maybe your 11, 12, 13, 14 players that you play a little bit more. So they're a bit more load on us to begin with, and then the season opened up with a lot of injuries, and a lot of guys came in, new minutes and stuff. So for next season, it's a lot of the better players we get, the more competition we get, the better we get out there, and then the better we get on the stadium. Because when we play midweek, also a lot more next year, we need the same quality to be intact no matter how much we change. So yeah, we hope for a lot of good new players, but also players who understands how we're gonna do it. That's basically the most important thing.
We have one question on Zoom. Derek Togerson, go ahead.
Hey, Captain. You didn't have any expectations on this club this year because nobody really knew what you were, what to make of you. Next year, you're definitely going to have expectations. You're now a known commodity. How do you deal with that? The fact you'll have that proverbial target on your back, everyone knowing how good you guys are.
Yeah, that's the thing we need to be very aware of, because as we said, first years is always special, and nobody really knew us, and you could kind of come from behind and without any expectations. Now we have those, so it's also for us to build a culture around people knowing us a bit more. I feel though that during the season that developed quite quickly, that people understood how we played. Now we played some playoff games where it's also do or die basically. So we had those experience. Of course we didn't win the last one, but you can win them all. But I feel like we as a team has been through a lot of games and phases of this year where we are like, okay, we either struggle a little bit in the game or because we lost the game, but then we got on the other side. So I already feel like we're in a good position for that.